time for a Drum Talk TV Music Industry News Desk Report.
Strap yourself in, void where prohibited, batteries not included, not available. State of shock.
Hey everybody, how's it going? Different faces here. Shiley and Steven are out on some PTO. So it's Drum Talk TV's Dan Shinder and Daniella Lugo on camera with Drum Talk TV for the first time, part of our staff behind the scenes. Welcome to Drum Talk TV, Daniella.
Thank you. Hi, everybody.
Space, yeah. And folks, we're going to read music industry news. We're going to also read Drum Talk TV news. And we got some video clips to show. We invite you to chime in on any of the news stories that we talk about. But first, what we'd like to do is...
Now it's time for...
The icebreaker, and I'm going to throw Daniella an icebreaker question that she'll answer, and then I'll answer, and we invite you to answer as well. So, Daniella, and I'm going to do the math on mine while you answer, but I'll be present, I'll be listening, because I just did this recently.
Yeah.
What musical artist that is out there and alive and doing it now would you pay the most and drive the furthest, to travel the furthest to go see? And I'm going to do some quick math on my mind.
I personally would definitely travel the farthest for someone like Bad Bunny, I'd say. I am just a huge fan of his, and he had a huge residency show in Puerto Rico where he did weeks of performing for the island. So I definitely wish I could have gone to experience that live on the island. So that would probably have to be my answer.
That would be fun, right?
Right. Wouldn't that be awesome?
Yeah. I'm doing the math on mine. And so do you know about how far that is?
I mean, the flight from here, usually it's like you have to take a connection. So that is, it's been a minute. I think generally, I would say total around like 7 hours to fly. That might be a little bit off, but generally.
Well, I just did the math on mine because I just did this recently.
Yeah.
About a month ago, we drove, and most of you may or may not know that we live in Globe, Arizona, which is 100 miles roughly east of Phoenix, Arizona. And we drove, according to my map, 461 miles to go see Robert Plant and his amazing band, which we're going to talk about as well, in Los Angeles. And that was just great. Our plan was to go to Las Vegas to see most of our kids for Thanksgiving, but we took a diversion a week before to go do this and then headed out to Vegas from there. And Steven Shinder, our producer and who co-hosts this show normally, lives in Downey, California. So it was convenient. My wife and I and he and his friend Chris all went, and it was amazing. And we got to meet Robert, which was fun.
Nice.
He's got a really quick wit. And when we were in the room where he came in and was going to just hang out with people, he started to walk by, and I say, Robert, hi, I'm having a brain fart. We're friends with Ollie Jefferson and Susie Diane. He put his hand on my shoulder and said, sorry, that's not going to work. And he kept walking. And Ollie's the drummer. And Susie's Ollie's wife. Yeah, it was hilarious. But we did get some time with him and got to chat. And yeah, so that was mine. Awesome.
Very
folks.
cool.
Chime in with the comments. Who would you pay the most and drive or travel the furthest to see in concert? And we'll check comments. And meanwhile, we'll go ahead and continue with the show, which would be our next segment, which is, I'm not used to working these controls, folks, so bear with me. Oh, here we go.
It's time for This Day in Music History. Why not the whole week? Because we'd be here forever.
It's weird doing that and hearing it because it's my voice on most of these. My wife's on Icebreaker, Eng's voice. So yeah, this is This Day in Music, December 12th. And we'll work backwards in time, starting with 2012. The Rolling Stones, The Who, Michael Stipe, Chris Martin, Bruce Springsteen. Many of you have heard of some of these people probably. Roger Waters played at Madison Square Garden and raised over $30 million at a benefit gig in New York for those affected by Superstorm Sandy. Many of you may be old enough to remember that. The surviving members of Nirvana, Dave Grohl and Chris Novoselic, also joined Sir Paul McCartney, not court jester, but Sir Paul McCartney, on stage to perform. That was in 2012 on this date.
Wow. And on this day in 2008, working backwards a little bit, the town where Mick Jagger and Keith Richards grew up announced it was to name streets in a new estate after Rolling Stones hits. The 13 streets in Dartford, Kent, were to be given names such as Angie Muse, Babylon Close, Sympathy Street, Little Red Walk, and Satisfaction Street. Leader of the council, Jeremy Kite, said he thought Ruby Tuesday Drive sounded like a fantastic place to live, but the police, and not the band, the police, were concerned that street signs might be stolen by fans.
Interesting. 1998, whole other decade. This is really a nugget here. A 7-inch single by the Quarrymen. Some of you may know who that is. Some of you, I don't know if Daniella does. Do you know who the Quarrymen are without looking at the notes?
You know, I can't say I do, unfortunately.
That's okay. It's some has-beens. I mean, John Lennon, Paul McCartney, and George Harrison were named as the rarest record of all time. Only 50 copies were made, with each copy being valued at 10,000 British pounds, which is $20,500 US dollars.
Wow.
Just amazing. Wow.
Absolutely.
That was named the rarest record of all time on this date in 1998.
And in 1992, Whitney Houston started a 20-week run at #1 on the US album chart with The Bodyguard. It has sold over 44 million copies worldwide, becoming the best-selling soundtrack album of all time, as well as one of the best-selling albums of all time. So,
and in my opinion, she belted out the best, most goosebump-inspiring rendition of the Star-Spangled Banner at a Super Bowl.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I forgot what year that was, but it was incredible. I don't even know why they even have anybody else do it after that.
I know, there was no competition.
Yeah, just infinitum. Play her recording. Just amazing. 1970, the Doors played what would be their last ever live show with Jim Morrison when they played at the Warehouse in New Orleans. Wow.
Wow.
If anyone was there, chime in. What was that like? Can only imagine being at the last show that they played. Wow, crazy.
Absolutely. And in 1965, the Beatles' sixth album, Rubber Soul, started a 42-week run on the UK albums chart. It was the second Beatles LP to contain only original material. For the first time in their career, the band was able to record the album over a continuous period, uninterrupted by touring commitments. So,
wow. All these dates, I was alive. Interesting. And you know what? Speaking of music history and music memories, I want to give a shout out to one of our sponsors. This is really not a cool thing only for yourself, but buy a bunch of these gifts. If you know music fans that go see shows, check this out by Peter Perko of Medley Merch.
What concert would be your first entry if you had an ultimate concert journal? Your most recent concert? Your next concert? Or would you go way back like me and enter your first concert? For me, it was Led Zeppelin. Now you can with the I Was There personalized music performance diary premium hardcover book. This is for all live music fans who experience live shows from clubs to stadiums. And what an amazing keepsake, and it makes a great gift. Use Drum Talk TV 25 at checkout for a one-time 25% discount, so load up. Get yours now via the link in the post.
It's not in this post, but if you go to Drum Talk TV's Facebook page, YouTube channels, find that video and the information's there. Yeah, really great stuff. Easy to find online as well. It's a great gift, and you can get it personalized. There's hardcover or soft cover, and they are really cool. We actually use that as one of our prizes on the prize wheel for our game shows, which we'll get to in a bit. Back to you. Oh, we've got some music to play for this next segment. I keep forgetting we got all this great music for you for each segment. People, check it out.
Let's see what's in the news at Drum Talk TV. Yeah.
There you go. It's my wife and I.
Yes, so in Drum Talk TV related news, tune in at 3 p.m. Pacific today for the announcement of the winners of the Mike Portney Tribute Drumming Challenge. And also, there's less than a week left in the Joe Morello Tribute Drumming Challenge. Participants have until December 17th at 11:59 p.m. Pacific time. And if we get enough participants and submissions for us to consider it a competition, we'll announce winners Friday, December 19th, 3 p.m. Pacific time.
Right. And like Daniela said, if we get enough participants, because we have to have a certain amount of participants, you can go there at drumtalktvbrilliance.com. You can sign up for free for these challenges. You can submit up to 2 videos for each challenge. We do at least one a month, except for a new one this month. Joe Morello, we counted for both months, last month and this month. Or if you become a premium member for next to nothing, for less than a pizza a month, for less than a bucket of chicken a month, you can submit as many videos as you want per challenge to increase your chances. And on the Mike Portnoy announcement, I may end up having to do that a little bit later than 3 p.m. Pacific. So hang in there, folks. It's been a busy day. And quite frankly, I'm a little bit behind. But I think we have, let me just check something here. Well, you know what? We'll show you what the whole Drum Talk TV membership site is all about real quick. Check this out.
Rough day? Get away from the craziness and come take a fun break. Join the Drum Talk TV Brilliance membership site, an online virtual playground for all types of music fans. With your free club level membership, you get access to twice a month music-themed game shows with a chance to win prizes. Access to the first 100 viral drumming and music videos. You won't believe your eyes and ears. A library of over 100 fun fact segments to hear artists say what they love to do outside of their music careers. A place for drummers to post videos playing to their favorite music where it won't get muted or pulled. Join the Drum Talk TV Brilliance free membership at www.drumtalktvbrilliance.com.
And as Daniela mentioned, the Joe Morello Challenge is still on. And here's Stephen with some info on that.
Now extended through December 17th. Show us your jazz chops in the Joe Morello Tribute Drumming Challenge. Win up to $125 worth of prizes at drumtalktvbrilliance.com. Play along to any official tracks from Joe Morello's discography and submit for a chance to win certificates to favorite music stores, Drum Talk TV t-shirts that ship in the US, and a Drum Talk TV interview. All the info, rules, and judging criteria are on the site. Free members can submit 2 videos per challenge. Premium members can submit as many as they like. Go to drumtalktvbrilliance.com.
Yeah, send your videos in. It's a lot of fun, too. There's some really cool stuff. And we archive all of those in the membership site. So you can go see who submitted and who won first, second, third place for each challenge. We've done Phil Collins, Neil Peart, we've done Keith Moon, we've done John Bonham, we've done Stuart Copeland, Steve Gadd, just amazing drummers. It's a lot of fun to watch, even if you're not a drummer, just to check out what people are doing and who they've been influenced by and what they send in. Travis Barker, 17-year-old. Well, he just turned 17, so he was 16 years old when he won that last month. I had him on last night. That was Colin Abraham from Fort Worth, Texas. So check that stuff out. And then this coming Tuesday, the 16th at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern, we'll be having our last music-themed game show of the year. It's the championship. So anyone who's won a top round for any of the game shows throughout the year will compete against each other for a $250 prize package. But there's going to be some pop quiz questions by me. I host it for the audience. And if you jump in and answer one of those questions that aren't part of the actual game, you can win one of the new Drum Talk TV shirts. Or is it one of the classic shirts? You know what? I don't know. Not my department. But if you come, you'll find out. And even if you're not competing, come cheer them on and learn some fun music history and anecdotal trivia and stuff about just about every genre you can think of. Really, just about every genre you could think of. So that's going to be fun.
Absolutely. And then Drum Talk TV will also be present at the Las Vegas Drum Show on March 29th, 2026. There will be interviews as well as our music-themed game show in person. We'll be at booths 38 and 39. You can check out the Las Vegas Drum Show info at lasvegasdrumshow.com. And I believe we have the promo for the event.
We do. Check this out, folks.
The Las Vegas Drum Show is happening on Sunday, March 29th, 2026 at the Tuscany Suites and Casino in fabulous Las Vegas, Nevada. We will have leading percussion industry exhibitors, a drum clinic, master classes, raffle prizes, meet and greets, and miscellaneous drum show shenanigans.
After all, it's Vegas. What can possibly go wrong?
Great event. The clinician is going to be Nick DiVirgilio, who I had on recently. Saw him on tour the week before I saw Robert Plant with Steve Hackett, and it was unbelievable. He's also the drummer for Big Big Train, and just such a great musician and a great guy as well. So if you're anywhere, you don't even have to be near Vegas. You know why? Because they have planes at airports that'll get you there. And there's never a bad reason to go to Vegas. Well, maybe there is, but we won't get into that. And regarding the championship game show, again, just sign up for a free membership at drumtalktvbrilliance.com so that you get on the list and get all the info on how to attend. And it's easy. It's so easy a bass player could do it. Yeah, there you go. I said it. We're also in the process of winding down the year of our original series. Just before this show, I had on with Janice, our last for the year, drumming injury talk show, which is really, it's for all musicians and even music fans can get a lot out of it. Janice Ying is a physical therapist who works exclusively in the music industry for overuse and repetitive motion injuries. So we talk about and address things like posture ergonomics, arthritis, bursitis, tendonitis, scoliosis, sciatica, all neck arches, all kinds of things. She's just amazing. So that was a lot of fun. And then we have episode 3 of Plugged Into Hearing Health that I do with doctors Eric Sandler and Michelle Schechter, respectively. That's 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern on Wednesday, December 17th, coming up. So I don't know about you folks, but if you listen to loud music, if you play loud music, if you go to clubs with loud music, your hearing's been affected. And these two amazing doctors are so helpful. And I have a lot of hearing loss. One of my dogs ate my hearing aids and I haven't gotten new ones. Luckily, she didn't swallow them. I found them in pieces. But 57 years of drumming now, maybe that has something to do with it. It's either that or being married with combined 11 kids, 19 grandkids, and a second great grandkid. That'll affect your hearing. Oh, and we have the 4 dogs. So I'm sure all of you have some sort of negative affection having done to your ears. So check out the show. It's a lot of fun. What else do we have going? The 18th, we have Yes Shift with Steve and I. It's a show that visits the world of Prague, surrounded by the band Yes and people who have worked with them. We're going to do the year in review show, noon Pacific. That's going to be Thursday, December 18th, followed by Rhythm and Lows, the show I do with bass virtuoso Jeff Berlin on Friday, December 19th at noon Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern, before Stephen and Shiley do the next News Desk show, the show that Daniella and I are doing now at 1:30 Pacific that day. As for Under the Influence, the show that I do with Lou Calderola, where we just drink a bunch of beer, talk about, no, we don't do that. We talk about who our influences are. That is scheduled for Sunday, December 21st. And we both are going to show 3 clips each of influencers playing some holiday Christmassy type stuff. And I won't give mine away yet, but it's a band that most people over 20, I hope, should know, but I'm not going to give it away. So there you go. It's a lot of fun, these shows. And we're looking to replace me, by the way, on most of those shows. I'll get to that in a little bit. But then a part that I always feel bad about, but it's our responsibility as a media company to cover this.
And now a moment to acknowledge those who have passed.
So we didn't see this news from Penn Live before the last news desk report, but it bears mentioning that Steve Cropper, guitarist known for his work with Booker T and the MGs, the Blues Brothers, and for his time at Stax Records, unfortunately passed away December 3rd at age 84. No cause of death was specifically reported, but Cropper's longtime friend, Eddie Gore, told the Associated Press that he was with the musician on Tuesday at a rehab center where he had been working to recover following a recent fall. And Tower of Power posted on X that his soulful guitar playing, songwriting, and record productions inspired us to be a soul band when we were teens and eventually led us to work with him in Memphis on our second and one of our best-selling albums. On X, Joe Bonamassa also wrote, he was on the session when history was made. He came up with the guitar parts we all studied. He produced the records we all worshipped. He was my friend and a true great. Rest in peace. This one really hurts. Cropper was remembered in the wake of his death for his impact on Memphis soul music, including his work as a producer and songwriter with Stax. Variety noted that he produced and engineered records by legends such as Otis Redding, Wilson Pickett, and Sam and Dave. In 1996, Mojo named Cropper as the second greatest guitarist of all time behind Jimi Hendrix.
Wow, that is some serious praise. These are all sad. This next one I found was just infuriating. At, to me, a young age, 70, Rory McLeod, Grammy-nominated bassist of the band Roomful of Blues, stand-up double bass, who were inducted into the Rhode Island Music Hall of Fame in 2014, was struck and killed by a driver with more than 100 arrests already and dozens of traffic violations in Rhode Island, named Shannon N. Godbout, of all things. Why was she still able to get behind a wheel? I don't know. But Hopkinton Police Department said he was walking his dogs when it happened this past Saturday, December 6th. The Westerly Sun reported that his dog, singular rather than plural, as the police report, leaving us a bit unclear of the full details, survived the crash and ran home. Godbout is said to have been in possession of narcotics and was to be scheduled to appear before a justice of the peace, presented to Rhode Island Attorney General's office as a criminal violator for past charges for which she is currently on suspended sentences probation. Lock that B word up is all I got to say. Just unbelievable. What a sad, sad story. So it really is. Next, we've got...
Now let's see what's been going on this week in the music industry.
Jeez.
Yes, so for some music news, a week ago today, Rolling Stone published an article about the late Mike Millard, a bootlegger who passed away in 1994. The article detailed how 350 fans were arrested at the first 3 of 5 Los Angeles sports arena shows in April 1975 for such offenses as possession, ticket scalping, and more. Something that flew under the radar, however, was Jim Reinstein pushing his buddy Mike Millard up to the entrance of the arena in a wheelchair. The twist is that Mike did not need a wheelchair. Once they got in, Reinstein wheeled Millard into a bathroom stall where he removed a phone book-sized Nakamichi 550 tape recorder he hid beneath his wheelchair seat, along with batteries and a pair of AKG 451E microphones that he stashed in a bag under a stack of clothes. While this was against the law, it led to the most pristine recording of any show on Pink Floyd's 29 date Wish You Were Here tour. The tape has been cherished by Floyd fans for decades, and Sony, who bought the band's catalog in 2024, included it on the Wish You Were Here 50th anniversary box set that released today, actually.
That's amazing. I'm getting
right?
that, by the way.
Reinstein first met Millard on March 19th, 1974, at the Long Beach Arena, seeing Yes on the Tails from Topographic Oceans tour. Millard even bootlegged Zeppelin. This certainly paints a picture of how illegal recordings have become legitimate over time. Writer and music archivist Eric Flanagan hopes to make a documentary about Millard. So
that's, I think, worthy of a documentary. And I have a Tales from Topographic Oceans bootleg. I wonder if he made it. I don't remember where that show was recorded. And I have several Yes bootlegs. I have several, at least a dozen Led Zeppelin bootlegs from over the years. He probably did those. I'd be very interested to see that documentary. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Really, really interesting. On December 8th, a Parade article included a fan's description of an Eagles concert that took place at the Sphere in Las Vegas. If any of you have seen this, I'd love for you to chime in, and we'll check and see if there's any comments in a bit as well. Let's see. I've seen, in quotes, I've seen more movement at the DMV. This was in reference to the concert attendees being seated the entire time rather than moving around a lot during the show, even citing frustration over nobody standing up during the performance of Take It Easy. Now that's crazy. My wife hates when people stand up at concerts. We're kind of short, and if we're not in the first few rows, it's a little, like, again, got to stand up. As commentators pointed out, however, the audience stayed seated as the artists' requests, and the tickets note that standing during the performance isn't part of the experience. It's a big multimedia experience, so it's a different thing I think a lot of people weren't prepared for, and a lot of excitement and things that go along at concerts, I think just didn't appeal to some people.
Sure. And via Parade, we learned that 2000s rock band Times New Viking will be performing at the Knockdown Center in Queens, New York during the Outline Festival on March 6th, 2026. This will be their first show in 10 years, as they previously performed a show at 4th and 4th Fest in Columbus, Ohio, back in 2016, which took place after a 4-year hiatus.
Wow. Interesting. I love seeing when bands, well, I was going to say, I love to see when bands come back after being away for a long time. And sometimes this happens without even a farewell. They just kind of evaporated or they broke up, but then they get back together and it's like, whoa, as opposed to Kiss doing 18 farewell tours, which I'm sure is cool, or 18 returns after farewell tours. But if you're a big Kiss fan, hey, that's a real big plus, I think. Speaking of Mr. Plant, yesterday, Daniella, it was announced that Robert Plant's band Saving Grace will have a 16-show spring tour of the U.S. in 2026, beginning in Albuquerque, New Mexico, not far from us. I hope they come through and play. If they played at the Celebrity Theater, that'd be perfect for them. Yeah, beautiful in the round theater, folks. And concluding in New York City on April 7th, they are billed once again as Robert Plant with Saving Grace and Susie Diane. As I mentioned earlier, Susie is Ollie Jefferson, the drummer's wife. And they're just such sweet people. This is just such an amazing story, the whole thing of how Robert found them and how they all came together. But also something I found early this morning at like 4 a.m, I was reading some news, and in Led Zeppelin related news, the U.S. government rejects Led Zeppelin's attempt to trademark its mysterious Experience project again. Led Zeppelin News revealed in July that Led Zeppelin had filed a last-minute paperwork aimed at keeping control of the U.S. trademark, the Led Zeppelin Experience. The name of the band's mysterious project, with a lot of people are speculating, will be hologram performances along with archived live recordings. A lot of them bootlegs. So I thought that was interesting. And the reason cited in this article was that the trademark office said that it's too close to the name they already have.
To
me, that gives viability why it should be trademarked and they should own it. I don't get it at all.
Yeah. No, very Very odd. But
That's-
right. And from Pitchfork, Bob Dylan has once again extended his Rough and Rowdy Ways tour, adding a new batch of dates behind the 2020 album that will take him across the United States in the spring. Kicking off in Omaha, Nebraska in March, the run takes in more than 24 theaters, arenas, and auditoriums before wrapping in Abilene, Texas on May 1st.
Interesting.
Mhm.
According to Syracuse, pop punk band Good Charlotte is returning for its first. It's one of my daughter's favorite bands. One of my daughter's favorite bands. For its first North American tour since 2018, they will be co-headlining with Avenged Sevenfold. What a great bill! With the tour beginning in Ridgefield, Missouri, or Missouri, if you live there, on July 25th, 2026, and ending in Dallas, Texas, August 21st. That's a really neat rockin' bill. That's cool.
Yeah, absolutely. And once again, via Parade, we learned that this past Monday, 90s rock band Goo Goo Dolls announced that they are having a 25-date U.S. summer tour starting in July 2026. The tour will kick off in Lincoln, California, and end in, I always forget how to pronounce this, Uncasville, Connecticut, in early September 2026. So very exciting.
That is. Okay, and next we have...
Here's a reminder of what's coming up soon on Drum Talk TV. Soon.
Well, there you go.
Like, real soon.
Okay, I couldn't remember if there's more. Don't forget to RSVP to our last game show of the year on Tuesday. The game show is Tuesday, December 16th, but RSVP now. The link is right there in the ticker, drumtalktvbrilliance.com. It's at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. Go to drumtalktvbrilliance.com, navigate to the events page, and sign up for free so that the link will be sent to you the day of the show on how you can join. And I think, do I have another video on that? Let me see real quickly. No, but I have something on the talent show that I think I might have skipped over. I'll cover that right after this next point by Daniella.
Yes, and everyone remember to submit your videos for the Joe Morello Tribute Challenge, Drumming Challenge. The deadline was extended to December 17th at 11:59 p.m. Pacific time, so don't miss it.
Thank you. And this is really big news. As I mentioned earlier, we have all these original series, but we want to replace me in a few of them. Why? Because there are definitely much more talented, much more better looking men and women than I am that really should be on the camera doing interviews, hosting game shows, hosting events, and all sorts of things that we're doing. And I'll tell you how you can submit for that in a moment. Well, basically, you need to first sign up at that same ticker website so that you get the emails on what the process is all about. This is going to last January through the end of March, and it's going to be fun. There will be some coaching. We're going to have celebrity judges as well as myself. But here I am with a couple friends at the Fremont Street Experience to tell you about it. Hey, everybody, Dan here from Drum Talk TV in Las Vegas, where I started the company 13 years ago. We're moving into 2026, and we have some really big stuff happening.
Sign up!
Yeah, you got to sign up. Sign up for our list at www.drumtalktvbrilliance.com. Get on the list for so many new things coming, including a big talent search. So much big stuff.
Sign up! Sign up!
Sign up! And with that talent search, we're looking for co-hosts of our series, yes, to replace me. We're looking for interviewers of Gold and Platinum artists, yes, to partly replace me. And we're looking for people to work at our event coverage and do so many more things. We're looking for a co-host for our game shows and so many more things. So much big stuff.
Sign up!
Sign up!
Sign up! Sign up! Sign up!
There you go. You got to sign up. Be a part of this. We want to include you in more and more ways. So if you're interested in just doing it for fun, if you're interested in a career in front of the camera doing broadcast work, we have slots that we're looking to fill. All ages, all races, all genders. We're open to anybody, whoever is a good fit. Someone who wants to have fun, loves music, wants to have fun, loves music, wants to have fun, loves music, and is coachable, and wants to be in front of the camera, we want to see your audition videos, and you'll learn all about it by signing up for our email list. Did I mention with those girls to sign up, Daniella? I don't recall.
You know, I think so, but I have to double check. I'm pretty sure.
And shout out to Davey Demon, H-Town in Houston, avid follower, super fan, also participates in some of our drumming tribute challenges, throwing us some love in the comments there. And he's going to try to get to the Vegas drum show. Awesome. We're going to have a double booth there. Folks, you got to go see the interview I did that Daniella mentioned earlier with Mark Sherholtz. His drum build is incredible. The neatest, biggest hybrid kit I've ever seen. And he's a fun guy who does amazing work, a true craftsman. Thanks for following what we do. And Daniella, thanks for making time to sit in and help me give Stephen and Shiley some personal time off and carrying the ball down the field.
Yes, of course. I'm super happy to help. So, of course.
Awesome. Thanks, everybody, so much for watching. And remember, sign up, sign up, sign up.